Good morning.
Good morning. Well, mid-morning, as you can tell by the sun. It got down into the mid-30s last night, so we kind of let the sun come up and warm up this beautiful campsite before we decided to hop on a motorcycle to go explore a little bit today.
It's reached a whopping 47 degrees, so it's going to be a little chilly, but it should be fine.
And if I don't know if you can hear all this crinkling in the microphone, it's because I'm wearing an electronic jacket that I'm going to plug into that motorcycle to stay warm, and then she's going to have some battery-powered gloves. So might get a little bit chilly when you introduce the wind chill, but we think, I don't know if this is possible at all, but I really want to touch the snow with my hand. And I see a bunch of it back there, scattered, just dusted across Mount Whitney, which if you didn't know, Mount Whitney is the tallest mountain in the United States.
Lower 48,
outside
right?
of Alaska.
Yeah.
It's 14,500 and something feet, something like that.
Yeah.
But what's really neat to me is the relief. So where we're standing is like 4,500 feet. And so we have about 10,000 feet of relief from us to the tip of that mountain back there, which I think is
Very epic.
awesome.
Very
It is
beautiful.
absolutely. But actually, okay, we'll give you a little fun fact. Outside of the lower 48, technically, if you measured from the bottom of the Seafloor, Mount Lam Lam in Guam would be taller than this. In fact, it would even be taller than Mount Everest. So depending on where you want to measure from, but as anyone knows, you measure from as far down at the base as you can.
Which you've climbed.
That mountain right there, if I can line it up with the camera, should be Mount Whitney. Little sawtooth sides, and then that. So our plan is to find some roads on our little motorcycle here.
And kind of weave through what's called the Alabama Hills, which are these crazy rock formations, and then pop out closer to the base of Mount Whitney.
We think, and maybe,
Hopefully.
because California has this thing where they close lots of roads. And so to get here, we had to go around a road closure. So maybe there's some roads open in between here and there. We don't know, but we're going to go explore and bring you with us.
When I was a young boy, my father, he took me into the city to see a marching band. And he said, son, when you grow up, won't you be the savior of the broken, the beaten and the down?
How rough is it?
Whoa, that's a huge drop.
Nope,
Whoa.
that's not a two-person thing. Well, our plan was to, we saw this on the map, and we thought the two of us, because we only have one motorcycle, and there's no way we're both going down that and back up it on a dual sport.
That is crazy. That is a huge drop. Well, I guess we'll go the pavement way. We're getting closer to the snow line, and that's Mount Whitney right there, dead center, framed up. So pretty.
This might be the prettiest place in the whole United States. This spot we are sitting right now. Mount Whitney right there, the valley down below, everything's so green and capped in snow and so many colors. Might be the prettiest place in the United States right here.
We keep saying it looks like a video game, like the outer edges of the open world in like Skyrim or Horizon Zero Dawn.
It just makes me want to follow my icon and double jump and hop across that mountain because I'm the Dragonborn.
To by and to the end we hear the call to carry on, we'll carry on, and though you're
Ooh, there's ice! Oh, there's snow!
we'll carry on, we'll carry on.
Look behind you. Put your fingers in there.
We did it. We touched snow. Got my finger wet in snow.
Your fingers?
Got my fingers wet in snow, so success.
Oh, I did it! Ooh.
Success. We found a place where we could touch some snow on our little motorcycle, and we stayed warm. She has the heated gloves. These have a battery in them to keep warm. And then I'm the wind block, so I have a heated jacket, which is super nice, which has my little avatar tail, which hooks in down here to the motorcycle battery, and keeps me nice and warm. So
it keeps them connected.
I feel very connected. So we did find some snow. I'm super excited about that. I don't want to go up too much further. I think the road's closed. But we did see some snow, so super stoked. I don't know how high we are, maybe 8,000 feet.
Probably. We're about halfway up to where the hiking trail starts.
But it's just so pretty looking across the valley here from the eastern Sierras. But I think we're going to head back down to the Alabama hills and explore around a little bit more, where it's a little bit warmer and there's still some sun. The sun is already going behind these mountains, and it's getting cold up here. So I think we're going to head back down towards the Alabama hills and keep exploring a little bit.
There's also a 20 to 30% chance of snow at 6 a.m. So we might get some on the camper.
Go and try, you'll never break me. We want it all. We want to play this part. Want its lane. We'll say I'm sorry. I'm unashamed. I'm gonna show my scars. Give a cheer for all the broken. Listen here, because it's who we are. Just a man. I'm not a hero. Just a boy who let us sing this song. Just a man. I'm not a hero. I don't care. We'll carry on. We'll carry on. And though you're dead and gone, believe me, your memory will carry on. You'll carry on. And though your broken hands are faded, your weary widow marches on. Do or die, will never make me, 'cause the world will never take my heart. Go and try, will never break me. We want it all. We'll carry this part. Do or die, will never make me, 'cause the world can't take.
We've made it back, and Mona is requiring the exercise. Lee? You ready? Are you ready? Do you want me to kick that? Oh yeah.
This is the best dog toy we've bought in a long time. It's a little green soccer ball, but it's meant for dogs, so they can't. She loves little soccer balls, but she always ends up destroying them. But this one's made out of rubber.
It's you can't puncture it.
Super awesome.
She has non-stop played with this.
It's the best. It's the best toy ever. So we just came back from our awesome ride. That's one of the most beautiful motorcycle rides I think I've ever taken, and it'd be very hard to beat. But you know, to pay for that through karma, we came back in diesel heater smelling pretty diesely, and it was smelling pretty diesely the last few days. And I thought maybe the wind's just blowing the smell exhaust back in or something. Nope, it's got a leak in here. As you can see, all this moisture is diesel fuel leaking. And I don't know anything about these diesel heaters. I did replace this glow plug one time, and it's wet in here, so I don't know if it's coming out of the glow plug somehow, or really where the seal might have failed on this. But what I do know is that the person who installed this the first time, they put it in upside down, and it makes it really easy to package inside the camper like this, with the fuel line coming in from the top. That would be the fuel line right there, that little. And but what also that does is it sits there and it's not running. Just a little bit of gravity from the fuel line can probably seep past there. So I don't know if that's the case, so I'm going to try to just flip it over and see if I can make the exhaust routing work. So it should be installed like this, to where gravity, that being the fuel line, cannot just drip in there all day long. So we'll try it like this and see if that helps anything. Otherwise, I'm not sure what to do. But at the end of the day, we've been running this thing wide open for a year. These are $100. I'd probably just buy another one and try it, because I don't even know where to begin on resealing one of these. So this is a special socket. It's got a slot in it to go past these wires to get to the fuel, the glow plug. I don't think this is where it's leaking. So just see if it's took a little snugging.
Are you helping? You're a good helper.
When we get back somewhere, I need to figure out a way where I can permanently mount this in the appropriate way, which is this way. It's only annoying because the exhaust is very hot that comes out of these, and you don't want it touching any wood in the camper. So I know why the original owner mounted it this way.
Down. Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to build something this way to hold it up off maybe an old ammo can or something.
Yeah, so basically it comes down for like a sink drain pipe. Like it would have to come down like this and then out. Which is why we're talking about the wood contact, because this has to be up and then this exhaust pipe has to come down. So this has to be elevated somehow.
So that'll be something for me to figure out later, I think. Future me's got a lot of shit to deal with.
What about current you?
Current me's got a lot of shit to deal with.
There you go.
And then we need something to sit it on. Now that you can see the exhaust pipe, this thing gets really hot. You need something to sit it so that this clears and is not laying on the wood inside the camper where it is stored. Gotta figure something quick. Sun's going down and I'm ready for a steak. So okay, so that was every cuss word that anybody in a US or Germanic language understands. And now you can see the exhaust is running on the bottom, and it doesn't, there's a little clearance underneath it, and I've got it strapped in with this piece of metal and a zip tie, and there's a 4x4 block holding it up. So I just want to see if it works like this, and this might get us by in a pinch, and just see if this fixes the leaking issue. So fingers crossed. It was just smelling like fumes of diesel inside here, and it was like you'd see it getting a little hazy. You know, that can be pretty dangerous. So I just want to test it and see if it's going to work at all like this. All right, I'm going to leave the cover plate off here so we can see it, but I don't see any diesel. I don't see any smoke anymore. It smoked for a few minutes when we first got it running just because everything was still coated in diesel. But if I may offer some advice, if you are not a camper but are looking to get out into the wilderness or do some stuff like this, the things that are invaluable to me that have saved us, not just this time, because it would have been miserable tonight if we couldn't have heat. It'd be very cold in here. Zip ties. I keep multiple kinds, and all this is the tails of all the zip ties I just used, and then some wood screws. I always keep some. These are interior wood screws, just some cheap wood screws, and then blocks of wood. Underneath here, there's a 4x4 and there's a piece of a 2x12, and I always keep a bunch of scraps of wood laying around. I like using wood as my leveling blocks when we're camping. Some people use like the fancy plastic ones and stuff. I choose wood on purpose because I can use it for stuff like this. I can cut a little piece off of it and I can wedge something, make something. And I've used little pieces of wood from our leveling blocks, I don't know, 100 times in the last year.
We started off with a really long piece and have slowly dwindled down. And
they're good to stack up. You can cut them to fit other sides or turn them sideways like I have in here. So if you're looking at doing this, as funny as it is, zip ties, a few wood screws, and get you some wood blocks to keep with you. Because if we were just doing this for the weekend and we had, to go back to work and this was our only weekend off, which has happened to us before, it ruins your whole weekend when you could have just
freezing.
You could have just fixed it if you had some zip ties and some wood screws and a couple blocks of wood. The other stuff I really like is this metal strapping that's used for like HVAC and stuff. I like it because a screw can go through it in multiple places and you don't have to drill any holes. And you can
bend it.
You can bend it or cut what you need and fit oblong shapes. So this is not a permanent solution, of course, but it will get us through this weekend in this beautiful place without having to like tuck tail and go back to a town or just not have heat. So I won't say pro tip, but amateur tip if you've ever done this kind of stuff, that these are some good things to carry around. So we're super excited. We got the diesel heater fixed. That is going to be awesome because you can see as that sun is setting behind Mount Whitney back there, not only is it majestic and beautiful, but it's also a little bit foreboding because that means it's going to get cold tonight. I think it's supposed to snow a little bit in the morning, maybe just a dusting. So super excited to have the diesel heater fixed. And now Elizabeth's got the fire going because we're going to throw those delicious steaks that we got at the grocery outlet. We're going to pull them out of our Blue Eddy cooler, which is on day 3 of the same battery in it.
And it still has 40%.
So that's pretty awesome. I'm really getting the battery life out of that thing. So we're going to throw the steaks onto this grill and get a delicious dinner going before that sun goes down.
This is a good working table space as well as a fridge freezer. So we're just doing basic seasoning with some salt, some pepper, and some garlic powder. Look at placement. You ready? I'm flipping it over. Boom. And then we season the other side.
So I chopped up some of these potatoes. We had some of these left over, hiding in a cabinet, and so I cut the eyes off of them and chopped them up so hopefully they'll cook faster. And we're gonna put them in this fire over here and kind of slow cook these, bring the fire down on this so that these have a chance to cook.
Wow. Your man tongs.
Super unsatisfying. I've been muted.
Our steaks are seared, dripping, and done. I think I'm not very good at cooking over a fire, and I don't know what they look like on the inside. I haven't cut them open yet. But I think the potatoes are also done now that they've been sitting in the coals for a little bit, and we've had the fire just directly on top of them. Now it's time to plate up. Oh yeah.
We probably haven't had a steak in 6 months.
And it's one of my favorite meats of all time, grilled steak. That and grilled chicken. So this is a treat for sure. What you didn't just see is I asked Chris where the tongs were, and he pointed with his lips a little bit, which he picked up from Guam. So that was cute.
They look good. Now they got a little olive oil on them right now. We'll put some seasoning on them shortly. The one thing we don't have when we're moving around is an outdoor table, but this trailer makes a fantastic outdoor table.
Bon appetit. I love the char on the outside. So I think this is where we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna eat our steak by the campfire and watch the sunset behind Mount Whitney, and maybe wake up to a little bit of snow. It's 25 to 30% chance of snow flurries around 6 a.m. So we're kind of excited for that. We touched it today, but maybe we can have it falling down while we're out here. It'll be very magical. So thank you guys for watching.
Ciao, Bellas. Are you ready for the most elegant jammies of all the jamming? Oh, your jammies.
She's so happy to get these stupid things on.
Oh, the jammies. But she porky pigs it. I don't like putting on the back part of the jammers. So they just kind of porky pig like that. Go lay down, Porky. Go lay down in your space. That's your square. Good girl. No, your square's back there. Good girl.
Sounds legit. We're in.